want to share a little bit with you about Power BI Desktop, the free version. I'm going to get our data here. We're going to get a CSV document. This is educational information about graduation rates. Wait for it to load. Here it is. We can look through our document here with our data set with all of our data in it. What we're interested in is the subgroup name column here. Our graduate count. And our dropout count. Those are the columns specifically we're going to look at here. It's good to be familiar with your data set as you start out. We're not going to be transforming data, so we're going to go ahead and load our data into the Power BI desktop. Don't want any changes. Wait for it to load. It's loaded here. We can see it over here. This is our document. Just click this and it'll show all of our different columns from in the document. Now we want subgroup name. You'll see when we click it here, pops up here with the filter option, puts it into values. You see here once it loads, we have it all in a table here. Now we're going to do our graduate count. And we're going to just leave it at those two for this. Now we're going to select our visualization type here. We're going to do a bar chart, we can do a stacked, we can do a bar chart, we can do a stacked column, we can do clustered, and then the 100% options here. Now you see our subgroup name here is on the axis right here. And then our grad count is our legend right here. We don't want our grad count as legend, we want the values from the grad count. Now we can see all of these values from the grad counts out of all of these different students. Now you can see, let's go into format. Now one thing in the format I think is super useful is data labels. So we're going to turn that on here. And then click this to see these are the settings in there. If we want to change our text size, here's where it set up our data labels. See, I'll turn it off, back on, and you can see over here it going away and coming back. And we can see that all students are the same amount as the not migrant, the parent not in armed forces, not homeless, not in foster care, not English language learners, general education students is where it starts to actually drop off that first 0.1. So what we want to do is go back over to our fields here. We're going to change this from count to count distinct. And you see that it changed a little bit here now that it's counting just the distinct fields, records, just the distinct records. So we have 1,143 and 1,060 are not homeless out of all of the graduates. 1,053 are general education students. 1,027 are not English language learners. You see we have a lot of different records here for our subgroups. So rather than have all of these different, we have not migrant and oh, that jumped down here. And migrant, we have in foster care. We have not in foster care, we have parent not in armed forces, we have parent in armed forces. We've got different races in here. not economically disadvantaged. We've got tons of different groupings in here, so let's choose just some specific. We'll go with female and male, just these two for now. And now you can see 788 versus 782 graduated. Now I love how it gives you a title over here based off of what you've chose. So you have count of graduate count right here by subgroup name. Count of graduate count is down here, and then by subgroup name. That's how it's looking at it. So but if we go into format, we can go into title, and we can change our title, and we'll do males versus females graduation counts. So if you look here, I just clicked out of it, and my filters and what's over here has changed. It no longer has those fields here because I'm not in my visual. So I just click back into my visual. It's important to understand that because that can happen on accident and you don't realize that happens, and then you get yourself lost. Now, I believe that, well, first of all, we have our distinct counts. We have our male and female. They're both the same color. So we can go into our format and we can go to our data colors and we can see there's only one option. If we change this, let's change it to blue. They both change. It doesn't change them individually. I want them to change individually. I want to see them each individually. Now if I take the subgroup name from here and just drag it up, I want it to go in the legend. Now because I already have it filtered, it doesn't add, here's our legend right here. It doesn't add all those other categories for our subgroup names. It just adds the male and the female, and now they've given them distinct colors. And now if we go into formatting, our data colors, we have male and female. That's because it's in the legend, and these are the things that we have chosen. So if I choose all students, now it's going to pop that up here. It's also up here in our legend, and now it's an option in our data colors to change the color of that specifically. So we have all these different colors as you saw, and then if you go here, you can customize your color by going all over the place. But we don't want all students in here, so we're going to remove that. Now there's a lot of other different options in here for formatting, but for now we're just going to stick with that. I think that this is super helpful, having your data labels here to specify what number, because unless you have your counts down here very specifically, you're kind of guessing where it's at. And it's important to have your legend so that they're different colors so that you can see which one's which if you can't see down here, especially when you have multiple. Some very important features. I also think that it is important to have more than one visual when you're trying to get a point across. So this visual makes it look like more males than females graduate, meaning that more females would drop out. So now if we click the little checkbox to add it, it adds it in right here, and now it's not working because let's look and see if the details tell us. They're repeated. Send a frown. That's funny. Probably means you don't like it. So it doesn't work for this visualization to add this in there. What we want to do is, like we did earlier, click out of it. So you can see we now don't have it selected. So we're going to take our dropout count and we're just going to see what happens if we bring it over here, drag it over here, and drop it. Look, it creates its own little visualization. We can take the subgroup name, we can drag it over here, and we can drop it. So we've dragged them over here to drop them into our values. You can see we can drag them over here. You can also do the check marks. Multiple ways to add it. 2 ways, check mark and dragging. Now in this instance, I just dragged them over here, dropped them into the same box. But you can use that drag like we did earlier to drop them into specifically what you want over here. Now, because it comes firstly as just a table, they're all in the values column. Oddly, there's no dropout count for any of these. I wonder if I go into our subgroup and we choose our female and our male. You can see in this instance it's all alphabetized. Also filtering, we're just using basic filtering, but there's advanced filtering. Show items when the value is or contains or does not, tons of options here. And or tons of options for how you want to filter it. For this, we're just going to stick with the basic filtering. There's also the top, which means that we just want to show the top or the bottom so many records. But we're going to stick with our basic filtering here, and we just want our female and our male. Female, there we go. And our male. Now you can see that it has these ones that are blank, and then these ones that are 0, and these ones that are 1, and these ones that are 10. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to do the same bar chart. When comparing visualizations, it's handy to use the same type. Now it automatically put this in the legend, which is great. We want that in the legend, right? But our dropout count is in the axis. We want it to be in our values because that's where our numbers come from. That's where the values are at. Now there's nothing here in the axis. Let's go ahead and, nope, can't pull it from there. Pull it down from here again. Our subgroup name over here in our axis. And then we'll do our distinct count here. And then we want our data labels here on 279, 219. So you can see that the dropout, more males than females drop out as well. So does that mean then that we have more males than females enrolled? Still enrolled count. We'll drop that in here for filters on this page. That's also going to be our values, and then we'll grab our subgroup name from down here. And we'll drop that here. Now we're going to make the same type of, see here, it created it over here, but they're not in our data fields. Whereas previously when we threw them in here, it automatically put it in our data fields. It added our data fields to the fields section here. So we're going to choose where we want them. We know we want this. We can't. See, I always think that you should be able to take it from there. Still enrolled count. It's not even check marked. But we want it in our values. And then our subgroup names. And they put it automatically in the axis. And then we want one in the legend. Now we want to filter male and female. Oh, it's up here under F. Format, data labels on, distinct count. See? More males than females are still enrolled. So there's simply more males than females in our data set.